Americans and other friends, subscribers around the world. So we're going to do our This Is Us, episode 3. I think we left off in Tahoe when we got married. And let's see, there's something.
Yeah, I put the slideshow just a couple pictures of the wedding. And we went to the thumbnail picture on the last, on episode 2. We just wanted to give a quick story on what that picture was. After the ceremony, we went, I can't remember the name of the little restaurant, Charter Club maybe? I don't remember. Had a little dinner with a wedding party. There wasn't a whole lot of us. It was a nice, quiet, small wedding. But we were going back to the hotel where we were going to have our little honeymoon. And did we have? Oh, we were in. It was like what do they call that when you pull up and they park your car for you? I don't know. So we pull up to the hotel and we leave our car with the guy to go park it, and we're just gathering up our stuff.
Obviously, we haven't had much of that. It's what is that called? That?
Oh, I don't know.
Everybody out there is going, hey!
But as we were getting our baggage and getting ready to walk in, a gentleman stopped us and said, "Hey, did you guys just get married?
You guys look great.
You guys look
Here,
great.
let me take a picture." And we're like, no, and he's all, give me that camera. Yeah. So then he ended up snapping that picture, and it turned out to be
one of our favorite
pictures. That was pretty cool. So then we got back to Idaho, and I think I talked about that in the last one, breaking down the love lock and all that. So we got back, and that was when I made one more. Got back and went out for Kit Manufacturing, is a mobile home service guy, and that was when I was out there, and I think I talked about that, is called and he was upset, crying and stuff, said that would be the last one. Well, she'd been picking up, like I said, I was, this is 1990, and she was picking up checks every Friday, and they were $1,000 or more a week, which at 1990, at 20 years old or 21 years old, was a chunk of change. Yeah, it was pretty good money. So she had all those. So when I made that last trip, I ended up quitting Kit and got back, and I can't remember how long, but we didn't have no kids at the time, and had a handful. Had little nest eggs. We ended up taking 2 or 3 months off and rented a little basement apartment and did a lot of fishing and camping until finally the money started getting down. I was like, oh gosh, man, we need to go get jobs. Well, actually, we were in the apartment, and it was this basement apartment, man. It was all done in knotty pine and stuff. Real nice apartment. But the weirdo landlord, because we had a rabbit, and you weren't supposed to have no pets. We get back one day from fishing or something, and there's a note on our door, you can't have no rabbits. So I called him up, and I'm all, there's no way you'd known if I had a rabbit if you didn't come in there. He's like, I can go in there anytime I want. Well, you can't.
No, you cannot.
And then
so we moved out.
Yeah, and there was other things. He was obviously going through Miss Kitty's underwear drawer. Sick bastard. But so anyway, so that was it. We didn't stay there. Man, when we figured out he was a weirdo, we ended up moving and stumbling onto a little dumpy house. We call it we all call it the mouse house, because it was infested with mice. But it was a little 2-bedroom. Your lips are crinkling.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst place.
No, but it was pretty dumpy. It was an old from a orchard. Yeah, it was a mess hall from an orchard, and they added on a bathroom and a kitchen, and so it was really chopped up. And
but we lived there for what, 7 years or something like that. Lived in the mouse house. We lived there till we moved into the motorhome days. Man, lots of crazy times, good times, bad times, fun times, not so fun times. Yeah. That's where Carrie and
Paul.
Yeah, Carrie and Paul, which is our, they ended up getting divorced, but when you're a couple, it's hard to find couple friends, man, because either I like the guy and she can't stand the woman, or she likes the woman, I can't stand the guy, so it's hard to find couple friends. And I remember, this is jumping forward, but I remember, being an Idaho Hillbilly, looking out the window, man, I see this Volkswagen bus roll up with Deadhead stickers all over it. And, you know, I looked at Kitty and I'm all, what in the heck is that?
California license plate.
California license plate. You know, in California, things up here is not the license plate you want to be running around Idaho with.
Yeah.
And, man, we look out there, man, here jumps out this dude with hair down to his butt and some, crazy redheaded girl and
a hippie skirt.
Yeah, and a hippie skirt and stuff. And we opened up the door, you know, howdy. And they said later on when we talked about it that they pulled up and they just rented the house. And these houses, I'm not kidding you, can stand between them, man, and touch them. Yeah, because one was the mess hall where you ate, and the other one was the bunkhouse. And so I mean, basically, it was like we used to just talk back and forth through the windows.
Yeah.
And anyway, they said when they pulled up, and see, you know, I come out with my cowboy hat and stuff, and they're like, oh my God, what do we just move into? And they turned out to be the best friends. Me and Paulie, you hear me talk about Paulie all the time, man. Still, you know, he lives up in Portland, so I don't see him all the time. But as soon as we do, it's just like, you know, I mean, you know, we're brothers. You know, man, we're brothers. The same with Carrie. We don't see her, but then Sierra. I don't know if she's been in any videos or you'll hear Katie Joe talk about it. Sierra's just one of my kids, you know, so.
That's their kid.
But they turned out to be, you know, our all-time best friends ever, man. We had some amazing, amazing camping trips, man, in Atlanta, Idaho. That's when we spent a week.
Yeah, we learned a lot from each other.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of well, man, he got me into, you know, the music and listening to Grateful Dead and you know, I mean, we went through our little
hippie
stage too in the motorhome days and stuff. So, I mean, I rubbed off on him, he rubbed off on me. I remember one time, you know, him coming from California, that was the first thing I told him, is you need to get rid of those license plates. But I remember one time, he'd be, you know, this is our friendship and stuff, and was getting him into hunting. And one morning, man, I go bopping across there, man. I'm carrying my shotgun and stuff, you know, going over to get Paulie. And I walk through the front yard and I knock on the door, or just open the door. I don't think we used to knock, but open the door, and he's like, oh my God, what are you doing, man? Man, what are you doing? Carrying that gun out there in the front yard? And I'm like, dude, you're in Idaho, man. That just blew his mind. And then another time we were up, and there, I think when Grandpa passed away. And my grandpa left me his boat, so we'd all go out boating, and we'd go out on Lucky Peak and Arrow Rock and stuff, and we'd camp out of the boat, you know, haul our camping stuff out there. And we're out there camping. One time we're sitting around the fire, Paul, Carrie's sitting there, and they're all, what's over this hill? Or what's over this this mountain right here? And we're all, nothing. And he's like, yeah, but I mean, what's over there? You know, what town? What's over there?
So if we took a hike and we went up over the top, what would the next city would come to?
What would be the next city we come to? And I'm all, nothing. Man, and he just couldn't concept, you know, because they were from Sacramento. You know, he couldn't concept that. And then the other thing, which now you do have to pay to put your boat in, but blew his mind when we pulled down there, you know, and put our boat in. He's like, you don't have to pay to do this. You know, so I mean, it was a, you know, for them and for us, it was a kind of a culture shock and learning experience. But man, we were inseparable best friends for quite some time, man. That's Cara tells Sierra the only reason she's even born is because of her. You know, because we didn't even go into the getting pregnancy. Of course, after we got back, you know, we got busy. Cara was what, a year? We married in 90. She's born in 90. October 91.
We had a few things happen between the time that.
Because we lost a baby and stuff. That was tough. So, but anyway, so Cara came along in 91, and then that was when we were in that house for. It's crazy. All these things start coming back. We're gonna actually break out a box of pictures so we can share and share some of them and the memories. I just gotta dig it out of the trailer out there. But
through the snow.
So anyway, but you know, so we had Cara when Paul and Carrie, and she was just a baby. And so they kind of watched her get older, and then she got pregnant with Katie Joe, and Sierra's same age?
A little bit younger than Katie.
A little bit younger than Katie. So she got pregnant with Katie Joe, and then Carrie followed right along there. And then...
Yeah, it was, as all young families know, it was pretty difficult trying to make the decision on paying bills, daycare, staying at home. We went through a lot of...
we tried everything from, me working, her staying home, both of us working. And then later on became in the, because this whole time we always would do like a swap meet a month. Always junking, always hitting the auction when we could, on yard selling. We've always been, junkers, even Kitty grew up around it. Wasn't as bad as me, but...
No. I saw it. I wasn't involved.
But if you seen her real dad's place, you would have said, "Holy smokes!" Man.
I had no choice between both of my dad's, grandpas.
Yeah, everybody. Man. Her, we never really went into how, because she was actually adopted, but we knew her blood dad too, which he passed away a few years ago. But so Marshall, her dad, the other dad, and then there's Terry, that's her blood dad.
The biological dad.
Yeah, but his dad, man, Francis was. Oh man, he was
the ultimate junker.
Oh man, he was the most awesome guy, man. I was over there one time, man, and he's me and him would just hit it off, two peas in a pod, man. We just hit it off, I was like the young, now as I'm getting older, sometimes I'll even remind my own self of him. But man, he's all, man, have I showed you this gun, Kevin? Man, he reaches down his boot and he shows me this gun here, man. He's all, have you seen this one? He always wore overalls, and he pulls this one out of the overalls. And then I just got this other one this other day, man. We walked over and he reaches up on top of the armor, pulls out another pistol, man. I'm just like, yeah, man, it was great. that guy was just awesome. So I think that's episode 3.
Yep.
A little bit, a few stories. I guess the next one will kind of go into that, and then we'll start jumping into the motorhome days. And I think before the next one, we'll get the pictures pulled out so we can, because there's so many stories.
Yeah, and when we sit down and start talking, we remember things that we forgot about.
Yeah, just like the stuff, stuff now. And we should have had the camera turned on before we turned the camera on, because we were sitting here going back and forth.
Now, when did that happen?
Yeah, when you've been together as long as we have, stuff gets jumbled. So we'll get those pictures pulled out and all that. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe. You all have a wonderful day, and as old Bobby is saying, a better tomorrow.